seeing anxiety as this messenger that has been guiding us all along from a place of love. It's guiding us back to the love. It's saying, warning, warning, you're so far in fear right now. You're so far away from who you really are and the safety and the love that is seeking you. We're going to make you so uncomfortable, like hot coals, that you have to jump out of there and seek a solution. You have to listen to the anxiety and you have to make some changes. And those changes might be literally, the big ones like get out of this marriage, get away from this person, quit that job. They're the things people I think are really scared that we have to do. Sometimes maybe we need to, or we need to work towards that, but we can also do so much with, get better sleep. Maybe that's what anxiety is trying to tell you. Really got to take this seriously. Or maybe alcohol isn't mixing with you like it used to, or maybe it really never has.
Yeah. So when somebody determines, that they have anxiety, they've got heart palpitations, however it might be showing up. I love the words like the wisdom of the anxiety. Like there is wisdom in anxiety. And I mean, anxiety can be debilitating in my experience. It can feel like you're drowning or, you just can't catch a breath. However, it's showing us something that is ultimately for our highest good. Is that fair to say? It might not feel like it in the moment, but on the other side.
That's right. I mean, it's like, our pain is the portal to our healing or our gifts, whatever that quote is. I'm getting it wrong right now, but essentially any kind of wound, if we look at it and address it with love, it's going to take us back to more wholeness within, more of a sense of growth and more, I suppose, knowing who we are and kind of why we're here. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels like a very spiritual aspect of the anxiety,
Yes.
And so
and not everyone is ready for that. Not everyone's ready for that. They're like, I just want to give me, the Prozac, give me the drugs.
Yeah. It can be intense. Like I think we were speaking about on your journey, you were speaking to the initiations that you went through, and they're often not easy. They can use quicksand when your parents divorced. And I remember when my dad died, people would ask what it felt like. And it was like, you're a balloon let go. Like you just have no foundation, and it's like, that's how anxiety can show up, where it feels like quicksand underneath you, but it's an invitation to heal and to rebuild that foundation.
Exactly, because we learn that, we kind of get this idea that we're helpless, and it's forgetting our sovereignty, forgetting our power that we have. And so it's going to push you back to having to remember that, having to fight for that in you and claim it back and rebuild it, because we were born with it. We were born powerful, knowing, I can just cry and I'm going to get food and I'm going to get loved and I'm going to get like someone's going to take care of me. We expect that. We expect that. We don't question it. We don't doubt it as little babies. And then somewhere along the way, we forget, and then we come back to remembering who we really are.
Yeah. So what does that process, is the word I'll use, look like to coming back to our truth, to using that? I know that's a really big question.
I love it. We'll see how I answer it. I'm not sure right now.
But to listening to the anxiety, like just listening to it. And I'll speak to that. Over the past couple of months, it has been so incredibly uncomfortable. And to listen to the anxiety is to sit in the discomfort, just sitting in discomfort. And when you were speaking to certainty and safety earlier on, it's like we strive for that, or we cling to that as humans because it's comfortable, but uncertainty is that discomfort. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant starting point. And that is really where we start to develop our tolerance for discomfort. If we can allow it to be okay that there's a negative emotion present, that your blue sky has now been clouded over and there's thunderclouds and there's, lightning flashing, If you can just let that weather move through without judging it, without shaming it, because so often we do. We've been told, you know, you're the too sensitive one. You're making a big fuss. You're making this about you. Be quiet. Be a good girl. Be whatever, right? Like we shame the anxiety in us, but we also shame other feelings along with that too. Don't be too sad. Don't be, you try and be happy. We really, really repress our anger, because if one emotion's allowed as a feminine being, it is the sadness. We're allowed to cry. That's kind of okay, but we're definitely not allowed to be angry, which I think is a powerful way to reclaim that truth. So it all starts with just being comfortable with the uncomfortable. Like you said, it will never feel 100% comfortable. There'll always be a part of you that acknowledges this is discomfort, but you don't have to suffer alongside that. You can then step back from the experience into that conscious awareness and just watch it move through you. It might help to visualize and imagine that your internal state, your emotional state is a blue sky, and any emotions coming through are just those clouds. It's that weather passing through. It doesn't need your intervention. It doesn't need you to do anything necessarily. You can just watch it and allow it. And that's what's going to help build your ability to move through those moments. But that being said, it's going to be easier to do that, like I was saying, when your physical body is also supporting you at the same time. And when we've delved into a lot of those deep limiting beliefs, these ideas of I'm not enough, or there's something wrong with me, I can't cope, I'm helpless, believing, you know, what they have is not available to me. Or also the other big one is I'm different. I'm the one that doesn't fit in. If we can start to dig those out and shift our understanding of who we are from that mental level, again, all experiences of life can start to move through you in a more peaceful, calm way. And that is what I call being an anxiety master. It's not that we get to the mountaintop and the job is done. I mean, I really like people to be able to graduate away from me. They learn everything they need to have that power within them and navigate those moments. But the moments are going to keep coming. We're going to have things in life that upset us or scare us or challenge us or stress us. However, there are always ways we can navigate that experience with more peace. We don't have to be experiencing panic attacks. We don't have to be experiencing these really intense waves of anxiety the way that we might have in the past, because the second you start resisting it and fighting it, the anxiety just gets bigger. It loves that resistance. It builds it further. So if we can go, okay, there's some anxiety. I'm not going to hate on you. I'm not going to wish you away. I'm not going to try and get rid of you. You can just be here. And all of a sudden, what we notice is that anxiety kind of doesn't have anything to grip onto, and it settles back down. So that's what I would say. That's my answer to your question about anxiety bringing us back to our truth. That is the truth, that you are indeed incredibly powerful. You are a being of love. That is what you are. You are not this fear. It's all an illusion.